Also, oh my god, words. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten, and today we are doing my February TBR game featuring Get a Clue. So Get a Clue is a readathon that is being hosted by Rainy. It's a month-long readathon. It is team-based, and it is based on the board game Clue, or if you're in the UK, Cluedo. And my team is Miss Peacock, because I am a co-host. So myself, and along with Danny from Danny Dabbles, we are the team Miss Peacock. If you haven't heard of Get a Clue, then do check out Rainy's channel to get all the information, and then come and join my team. Mine and Danny's team. We are going to win this one. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It is based on Cluedo. We're going to be starting off in a room. We've got to try and solve who did the murder, who murdered the butler, and we're going to be going from room to room, getting different prompts as those rooms unlock. Now, I do not know what prompts they are for the game. I've got no idea what any of them are. There are going to be 9 prompts throughout the month. They will be dropped at random times, random days, and you've got to read a book to fulfill those prompts. You do get extra bonus points though for 3 different things. So you can get an extra 100 points if the author that you choose for your book is a BIPOC, if they are an LGBTQ+ author, and if it's a murder mystery book. So for my TBR game, I'm going to try and build a TBR based around those 3 things, and hope that the books that are in this TBR game will work for the prompts that Rainy is doing for Clue. We'll see. I'm really excited for this. I'm genuinely so happy that she asked me to be a co-host on here. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. There is a Discord dedicated to it. Again, you can get the full details from Rainy's channel. I will have everything linked below. But if you are looking for a good, fun, team-based readathon for the month, then feel free to join. Let's talk about my TBR game. So my TBR game is very, very simple. We have a 6-coloured sided dice, which correlates to a little ghost, the most adorable little ghosts that sit on top of some prompts. And the idea is that I would roll this a minimum of 5 times, giving myself 5 different prompts to fulfill for the month. Now, normally I would say if I've got the same colour that comes up twice, then I'm going to do an additional roll. However, because I don't know what the prompts are for Get a Clue, and I don't know if the books that get chosen for my TBR game are going to fit, I'm going to cap that at 1 time, and 1 time only. Give myself a little bit of breathing room, because I know I'm at minimum this month going to be reading 9 books for Get a Clue, and I've just got to hope that it fits in with the Discord book club that we're going to be reading and the cozy new releases books. But then to help myself out for this TBR game, I'm going to also, any books that don't fit with books that I have to read for the month, try and do as many murder mysteries as possible so I can get all of those extra points, and hopefully they work for Rainy's prompt. So basically this TBR game is these are hopefuls. Hopefully I'm going to be reading this, but you'll have to check out the actual vlogs and things throughout the month to see what I actually managed to read. It's a bit like how January went, to be fair, because I had my whole January TBR, was taking part in Leandra's month-long readathon, and that TBR went straight out the window because of the prompts that I was getting. It just wasn't having it. But you know what, it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying taking part in all these different readathons. And so yeah, if you are looking for a readathon to take part in, then have a little look. I did put the announcement on my Discord already, but for anyone that isn't over there and you're interested, again, everything will be linked below. But for now, let's just get straight into my game, shall we? Because I think that's quite a chatty intro for me for this TBR game. Just going to give my prompts a little shuffle up. Choose one to fit the square where we left off last time, and yeah, hopefully try and fit in as many mystery books as possible. That is what the month is going to be for me, a mystery reading month with a couple of cozy books added in, plus the Discord book club, which again, I will talk about all of those books if they don't get into the TBR game at the end of this video. And again, come and join Miss Peacock, the team Miss Peacock, please. Blue for the win. Anyway, okay, enough waffling. Let's choose a prompt. Okay, I didn't mean to throw it on the floor, but I guess we're gonna go with that. That's not helpful. That's genuinely not helpful. This is number generator, which is just gonna randomize everything and make everything that I just said really hard, because we may not even be able to get a mystery book out of that one. But let's see what the game gives us, shall we? Right, roll number 1 for February. Let's see what we can get. Yellow. Okay. And that's a classic. And actually, I think I do have a classic mystery on my shelf. Let's go have a look. Okay, these are my very messy Christmas Christmas shelves? No, classic shelves. Although I realise I still have Christmas cards. I should probably take those off. But I do have a couple of mystery books on here. So the first one that I thought of was this one, which is Father Brown's Selected Stories by G.K. Chesterton. And this is classic murder mystery series. Father Brown makes for an improbable detective. So these are short stories, so I could do that. However, thinking about it, short stories may not be the best way to do it, because if I do get a prompt that works for this, I'm gonna have to read all of these in a very short amount of time, which actually puts my other option, Ancient Sorceries by Algernon Blackwood, also out of the running, which again, this is another detective-based one. This time we're following a physician, Dr. John Silence. He is an occult detective. So I was actually thinking those two when that prompt came up. However, would a short story be good if I've got to read it in a short amount of time? Maybe not. Okay, hang on. Let's go back to my murder mystery shelves and have a look there. I think I might have a couple that I could call classics. Let's have a look. Now we've got Agatha Christie. Could we class Agatha Christie as a classic? I feel like a classic of the crime genre, because I do have a pocket full of rye, which I need to read. Let me move my phone. So I've got that, and I've also got these three, which are British Library. So like this one, The Methods of Sergeant Clough by Jill North. These are British Library crime classic. It says it right there, crime classics. So maybe we should do one of those three. Okay, I'm gonna have a think, and I will get straight back to you. So the first prompt was classic, and I'm actually going to get you to decide on this one, because as I said, originally when I thought classic, I had in mind either of these two. However, they are short story collections, and I just don't think a short story collection is going to work for February, because it's not like I can spread it out across the whole month, because the idea is you have to finish the book that you're reading to be able to then move on. Like, I've got to declare it before I can move on to the next prompt. So if I get a prompt that fulfills this, I'm gonna have to read these short stories in a short amount of time, which I don't really want to do. So instead I've gone for these two. I've gone for a Miss Marple and also a British Library crime classic, and I'm gonna leave it for you to vote in the comments below which one you think I should be reading for the month. So we have A Pocket Full of Rye by Agatha Christie. This is the next Miss Marple book I need to read, because I am trying to get through them, and I do think it's going to be a fun one. This one is A Wealthy Family, A Fatal Cup of Tea. Never underestimate Miss Marple, and I do enjoy the Miss Marple books, so I think this is going to be a really easy one to read. And then this one is The Methods of Sergeant Clough. I decided to go for this one because it is the shortest one, which may not work in terms, because you get points on Get a Clue for how many pages you read. So say you read a book that's 300 pages, you get 300 points. It means that if I get through it quickly, I can then do an additional prompt where we've got a spinner wheel, and that can give us extra prompts that way. And again, I'm normally reading several things at once anyway, so I feel like that would work for me. But this one is We are in a wet and windy night in the town of Gunnershaw on the edge of the Yorkshire moors. The body of young Jane Trundle, assistant in the chemist shop, is discovered lying face down on the cobblestones. And Sergeant Caleb Clough is not a man of many words, but neither does he play by the rules. Excited to see. I think Yorkshire Moors will be fun, good setting. So yeah, you'll have to let me know in the comments below which one you think I should read, whether I should continue my Miss Marple journey or start my journey into the British Library crime classics, which is something I do want to do this year as well. Please put in the comments below which one you think I should be prioritising for the month. That means that because you have voted on it, even if it doesn't get onto Rainy's game, I'm going to be reading it regardless, because that is what I always do for these TBRs. I will always get you to choose one of the books that I'm reading for the month and make sure that I definitely read that one. So hopefully whatever one you choose works for a prompt in Get a Clue, but even if it doesn't, I will read it nonetheless. So that is a good start, because that means that I would definitely get an extra 100 points for it being a murder mystery book. But okay, let's give these a shuffle up, choose a new prompt, try not to throw them on the floor this time, and I would say let's go towards the back, shall we? What is this? We have a recent purchase. Okay, fair enough. Don't think that works for a murder mystery, but we will continue the game and see what else we can get. Roll number 2. Blue. Okay. We've got a number generator. That just means chaos. Okay, so we're adding some chaos into the game with number generator. The idea between number generator is using my shelves. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves in this room. So we're going to do a number of 1 to 5 to choose the shelf, and then we'll go through how many books that are unread and do a quick number generator of that, and that will choose what we're reading. So that could be complete chaos. So let me just start screen recording and see what we get. I'm not going to do the classic shelves in the front room just because I genuinely can't bother. Okay, so we're going to do number generator. Let's do between 5 first and see what we get. Oh, kind of nervous. 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's that shelf. I've got, okay, so after a quick count, we've got roughly 40 books on that shelf that are unread. So let's see what we get. Oh, I'm so nervous. There are some mystery on there, but there's also fantasy, sci-fi, and historical fiction. So let's just see what we get, shall we? Okay, generate. 9. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so starting off of my Brandon Sanderson shelf, I know I've got 3 unread there. So that's 3. We've got Cytonic, which I haven't read. 4. Coming here, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my word. Well, yeah, okay. Okay, so number 9 on my 4th shelf is Master Artificer by Justin Cool. Now, I can't be too mad because this is a book I've been wanting to read. I'm pretty sure it's on my winter TBR, but also look at the size of it. Oh, I didn't want to go for a book this big, considering that I do have a time-based readathon that's happening. And this book is, ooh, just under 900 pages long. So we're gonna see whether I can do this. I mean, I am looking forward to it. This is the second book in, what series is this called? It's the first book, which was Master of Sorrows, which I reread last year with the intention to then continue and read this book. I do like it. It's like proper classic fantasy vibes. So I am really looking forward to actually reading this one and continuing on with the series. Ideally not in February because of the readathon that's happening, because I know this book is probably going to take me a couple weeks to read. I think what we'll probably do is just have this one on in the background that I'm reading, and if by the time I get around to finishing it, it works for a prompt, because I'll be reading all this book in February, it would actually count to the readathon. We've just got to hope it will actually fulfill a prompt, but also I can't do it as the first prompt because, again, I need time to read this book, so I'm thinking it's probably going to have to be like the 3rd or 4th prompt that this book works for. I don't know how this is going to work, but I am looking forward to reading this one. It's just whether I can fit it in for the readathon, because I was not expecting such a big chunky book, but that's a lot of points for my team, so that would be really good. It's just, will it work for the readathon? I don't know. But okay, well, that's the second roll. We've already had a bit of chaos. This is why I said I'm only going to do 1 reroll, because this game, you can never tell, okay? But okay, that's that one. Guess we're going to choose another prompt. I mean, was I expecting a big chunky book like that? No. But also, I do want to read it, and I do want to get back into reading my bigger books. It's just one that's going to have to take me longer. So I'm just going to have to be smart about how I do that for the readathon. And that's when Rainy goes, no, that doesn't work. I'll be like, oh, no. Regardless, I would still be happy to read it in general, because, again, I have been wanting to tackle those bigger books. So, okay, enough waffling. Let's just choose a prompt. An anticipated read. That's a nice prompt. I can deal with that. The camera doesn't want to focus on me though, so let's just go to roll number 3, shall we? Roll number 3. Blue again. Okay, so we're gonna have an additional roll. Honestly, why? So the first one is anticipated read. Shuffling up for another prompt. Retelling. Okay, and the first and only additional roll that we're doing for this month. Green. A book purchased in 2022. Okay, well, let's go have a look and see what that is first, and then we'll have a look for an anticipated read. Okay, so we got the additional roll, meaning I have 2 prompts to fulfill. We have anticipated read and a book purchase in 2022. Now, I am going to be nice to myself, because I was looking at the books purchased in 2022, and honestly, it's not many that I've got left on here at all. I think I need to change that to 2023 and then put in one for 2024, because I literally only have this half a page here, and then 1 page here. Out of the ones that are on here, a lot of them are classics, which I don't want to do, but one that is on there is the Master Artificer, so I did pick this one up in 2022. I'm just going to double up because honestly this is a big enough book that I think 2 prompts for this is more than fair because it's huge, okay? It's huge. And like I said, I'm already going to struggle a little bit with getting in on the prompts for Rainy's game. I'm going to be nice to myself, allow myself to double up. I wasn't initially going to double up on a prompt because I'm already doing less because I'm not having 2 additional rolls, but I also wasn't expecting to have a massive chunk like this on my TBR, so yeah, I'm just going to double up. We're going to do this for number generator and also book purchase in 2022. I didn't realise how long ago I'd purchased this book. It's been absolutely ages. I don't think the 3rd book's out yet still, but I do really want to read this one, as I've already mentioned. Classic fantasy where we're following the villain's origin story. It is really good. In this one, I actually didn't talk about this much, did I? We're following a Nymph who is missing and part of his arm, and in this world, that is seen as a terrible crime because the way their belief system works is the god that's bad is missing an arm, like they cut it off, and so anyone born with that is seen as the hand of chaos, the evil sinner, terrible, magic's really bad and all of this stuff, except Enev is in a position where magic is what's keeping him alive and keeping the fact that he is missing half an arm hidden, and so he is in this unique position. We've got trials and different things going on. Like, I really liked that first book. It's very classic fantasy. I think when you give it a first read, it's not going to be anything amazing. I think a lot of people would go into it and be like, okay, but we've seen this stuff before, but then upon reread I really enjoyed it. I got really invested in it, and I am really intrigued to see where the rest of the series is going to go, so I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this one. But to make my life easier, I'm doubling up on prompts, which is fine because it's my game and I can do what I want. But for anticipated read, I am actually going to go with a murder mystery. So it's going to give me 100 bonus points for being a murder mystery and also extra bonus points for being primarily a blue cover, because that's also something else. If you're reading a book that's primarily the colour of your team, you also get bonus points for it. And that is The Tale of Hilltop Farm by Susan Whitted Albert. This is meant to be a really cozy mystery, which I'm really excited about. This is on my winter TBR as well. So in this one, we are following Beatrix Potter, the author of Peter Rabbit. We're following her in 1905 when she moves to rural Surrey. They don't really know what to make of her. She's very headstrong. She's running a farm on her own, which all of these things are like, but you're a woman, you're not allowed to do those things. And then there's a murder that happens and maybe things aren't as quiet and quaint as they seem. Really looking forward to getting into this one. We finally got another mystery on here. It's blue, it's doing all the things, so I think this is going to be absolutely lovely. It's quite a long series as well, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And yeah, I'm pleased this got on because I did have kind of in mind what sort of mysteries I wanted to be reading for the month, and this was one of them, so I'm really pleased that got on there. And it's a bit of shorter one, so it kind of makes up for the massive chunky book. But okay, we've got to choose more prompts, which I left them over here. We've literally got 2 rolls left to go. We're not doing any more additional. Let's just see what we get, and then I'll go through the Discord book club pick for February. If you would like to join that, my Discord is always linked below. We have a monthly book club, and I'll briefly mention the 3 cozy books I will be reading in February as well for the cozy new releases video that will be coming to you in March. So we've got quite a few books still to get on, but you know what? We can make it work. We can 100% do this. I do also have 2 other books that I want to try and read in the background, which I can't talk about, but they are for Battle of the Booktuber, which is coming to you in July. I have one that I'm definitely going to read in this month because it's a buddy read with Leandra, but I can't talk about it, and I'm just rambling at you. Anyway, okay, so this prompt is title with 1 word, and let's move on to roll number 4. Roll number 4. Come on, dice gods, give me some luck. Green. Okay. I'm so glad we capped that additional roll at 1. So we've got title with 1 word. I wonder if I've got any mysteries with 1 word. Looking at the mystery shelves, do you know what? Not a single one of those has a 1-word title. Not one. The same with over here. Ignore the stack of books, that's what we're reading for the month, but like genuinely nothing with a 1-word title is there. Oh wait, I should double check the cozy new releases. Otherwise, I was looking down here and I've got like a couple things like endurance. I'm counting the as 2 words, so that doesn't count. I don't really feel like a reread. Dark Academia, again, don't really have anything unless I do a reread of something like Bunny. But I do have this book, which is Earthlings. This is a new one. It's a horror, but you know what? Maybe a weird horror to break everything up could be really good. So I might do that, but I am going to double check the cozy new releases I plan on reading in case one of those has a 1-word title. If it does, then great, I'll go for that. If not, then we're gonna go for this. Okay, so roll number 4 is title of one word, which didn't work for any of the murder mysteries that I have, and it didn't work for any of the cozy new releases I plan on reading, and it doesn't work for the Discord book club. So I have gone with Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. This is a book that I recently got from my Secret Santa with my Instagram book club, and I am intrigued by this one. It is meant to be really weird. It's a horror book, so it would be nice to break up my reading with something else. Does it work for any of the prompts? Well, yes, it does. If I can fit it with a prompt for Get a Clue, then I will get an extra 100 points for it being a BIPOC author, so that's good. This is what we're going with. Honestly, I have been looking forward to reading this one. It's one I wanted to read sooner rather than later because it's meant to be such an unusual book, and this one is translated from Japanese by Ginny Tapley Takamori, so I'm looking forward to just giving this one a try. It's meant to be really weird, really unsettling. We're following a main character who believed she was an alien, a different species to her Earthling family and classmate, but as she's got older and she's an adult now, the buried horrors of Natsuki's past are pursuing her and she flees the suburb. So I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a very difficult read at times, but I'm also really intrigued to see what I think of this because it's meant to be such an unusual book, and honestly I do love the cover. Like, it's so green and yeah, that is quite cool. So yeah, okay, this is our 4th book for the month, and now we've got one last roll to go. Are we going to get an extra murder mystery on for the month, or are we not? I guess we're going to find out. Honestly, I did genuinely in my mind plan for every single read to be a murder mystery book because of Get a Clue. Like, that was 100% my plan, and clearly they've gone, no, that's not happened. So we'll see if we can get one more on there. It would be good if we can. Let's go, you know what, let's go right at the front this time. Let's go here. A short story collection. I do love a good short story collection. It just wouldn't really work for this month ideally. But let's see. Let's see what that last roll is going to give us. The final roll for February. Let's see. Yellow, a recent purchase. Okay, so the final prompt is recent purchase, and I decided to take that as a book that I have actually purchased myself rather than gifts. Now, in the month of January, I have purchased one book. In the month of December, I purchased one book, and both of those books I've already read. So it was choice between ones that I purchased for myself in November, which there was quite a few, but then I also let myself go back to October because I was thinking about it, and there's one book in particular I'd like to read. I did purchase at the end of October. I think it was at the end of October. Some point in October. This is still technically recent for me. 4 months is recent. Honestly though, isn't it good that in December and January I only purchased one book? I think that's amazing. Do you know how long it's been since I've actually done that? Like, that's great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been gifted a lot, so that's amazing, but I would still normally purchase books on top of that, but I haven't. I wonder how long that can stay like that for. Probably not long. So the perk that I'm going to go for recent purchase, which I did pick up in October, is A Treacherous Curse. This is the 3rd book in the Veronica Speedwell mystery series by Dana Rayborn, and I've been itching to continue on with this series for ages. I love this series so freaking much. I read the first 2, really did intend to read so much more of this series going forward in 2024. Never happened. Really want to read it. And honestly, this is one of the books I really wanted to read for Get a Clue. I did have 3 other books that I had in mind for Get a Clue. So we've got Cold Clay Farm, the 2nd book of the Shady Hollow series, which again I could have done as a recent purchase because I got that at the same time as A Treacherous Curse. Also the Enigma of Room 6, yeah. Also, the Enigma of Room 622 by Joel Dicker. This one was gifted to me. I was really thinking, like, if the translated prompt come up, this would have been perfect because it's translated from French. And then I was also thinking about In the Company of Witches by Aurelie Wallace, which is like a witchy murder mystery, which again I could also have done for a recent purchase. But if I had to choose one out of all 4 of these books, I really did want to continue with the Veronica Speedwell series. I've really been feeling it, so this is what I'm going to go for. In reality, I probably should have done In Company of Witches because again it's quite blue. I'm going to stick to what I'm really wanting to read, and that's this one. But yeah, I did have a plan for all of these books. I was like, oh yeah, I can definitely get these on prompts, and the game went no. But this one is such a fun series. So we're following Veronica Speedwell, who is a lepidoparist, which is a butterfly scientist. I finally learned how to say that word. I am so impressed with myself. It's only taken me a year. And she ends up teaming up with Stoker, and they have in every single book another mystery to solve. It's It's set in like Victorian London time, and it's so good, and it's the slowest, slow burn romance going on across these books. It's fantastic. I love them. Really been wanting to continue on with this series. Hoping to read more of this series this year. We'll see how many I can get to, but yeah, I'm so excited to be continuing on with this series. Like, I love it, and I'm so disappointed that I never read the amount of these that I wanted to last year. That's something I really want to focus more on, is reading more series. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. But okay, before we go over all the books that I'm going to be reading for the month, I'm going to talk to you about the 4 other books that didn't get onto my TBR that I don't actually own yet. So first of all is a Discord book club pick, and that is the 3rd Emily Wilde's story. So this is Emily Wilde's, I think it's Compendium of Lost Tales. It comes out on the 11th of February. I am going to be reading this on my Relax and Readathon on the 15th of February, reading it in the one day. Could definitely have done this as a recent purchase because I will be purchasing a copy. However, I know I'm just going to read it in that one day. Hopefully it fits for a prompt. If it doesn't, I'm reading it regardless. It's a Discord book club pick. Really excited for it, and it is going to work for my Relax and Readathon, which is also happening in February. So if you do want just a weekend readathon or like a 24-hour readathon, then have a look at that. I will have that announcement video linked below if you're interested. Again, everything's over on my Discord as well. Very excited to be reading this book. Then we have the 3 new cozy releases that are coming out in February that I'm really looking forward to reading. There was more, but these are the ones that I've decided on. So we have Where Shadows Bloom. This is by Catherine Bakewell, comes out on the 11th of February as well. This is an author that I've already read from. They first did Flower Heart, and now this one, I think it's based on mythology and stuff. I just know it's going to be cozy. I really liked Flower Heart. That was such a nice, cozy, young adult fantasy story. I'm expecting the same sort of thing from Where Shadows Bloom. Spells, Strings and Forgotten Things comes out on the 27th of February. This one I think is like a Jane Austen retelling from what I remember of the tagline. Again, it's going to be cozy. I think we've got a bit of a romance situation going on. And then The Fourth Consort, also on the 27th of February. Genuinely have forgotten what both of those books are about, so let me just quickly get them up. Just do a brief overview. I'm not going to go into it too detailed because again, you're going to be getting a whole video for that one. Okay, The Fourth Consort is by Edward Ashton. This is a sci-fi. I am expecting it to be cozy, mainly because we've got a giant snail in it, and I love snails. Really excited for a new cozy sci-fi. There's also one coming out in March, which I'm super excited for. And then Spells, Strings and Forgotten Things. Where is it? Okay, I didn't have it saved in that list, which is silly. This one is by Brianne Randall. I did have it saved. Where are you saved? But yeah, this was by Brianne Randall, and this one is Dark Tale of Sisterhood, which is another thing that I'm really liking, because that's something I've also realised about doing the cozy new releases videos, is I really like tales of sisterhood, and this one is about 2 sisters carefully guard the secret of magic, but it is a witchy modern day Pride and Prejudice meets charm tale of sisterhood. It says in here it's got perfect for fans of witchy romance, small town settings, enemies to lovers, a dash of spice and stories of sisterhood, which I like all of those things. So those are the 3 cozy new releases that I'm very excited to be reading, so that's added to it. And I also have an extra secret book that I am buddy reading with Leandra that's also going to be added to this pile, but I can't talk to you about it. But that is a physical book that I do own, that I'm really excited to get to, and will work, hopefully, for Rainy's Get a Clue readathon, because it's also like a little bit murder mystery based as well, so we're definitely going to get extra points for that. 5 extra books to add to this already ridiculous TBR. So for recent purchase, I decided to go with A Treacherous Curse by Denna Rayburn, the 3rd book in the Veronica Speedwell mystery series, which I genuinely adore. I love this series so freaking much. I can't wait to finally catch up, read all the books, and then reread them consistently until I grow old. And then for a one-word title, we've gone for a weird horror book, which again will still give me extra points if I can fit it onto Get a Clue, which fingers crossed. But yeah, Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. This is going to be a very weird, unusual, highly disturbing read, but I think it will also be good and something to break up the reader month with. Then for anticipated, was this anticipated? Pretty sure this was anticipated read. We have The Tale of Hilltop Farm by Susan Whitted Albert, a really cute, cozy mystery series that I'm really excited to try and see if I like. Also ticking off a book on my winter TBR, which, considering February is the last month of winter, is the last chance I had to tick that one off. I'm actually doing really well for the winter TBR. I'm rather impressed with myself. And then a massive tome that is encompassing 2 different prompts we have purchased in 2022, as well as a random number generator, which is huge. We're gonna make it work. I think because the rest of the books on my TBR are pretty short, I do think I can get this one in. I'm just hoping it works for Get a Clue. Otherwise, if it doesn't work for Get a Clue, I'm worried that I'm gonna keep putting it off. But I think if I break this down into weeks, pace, maybe try and do like 200 pages a week of this. I feel like we can get it done. But this is Master Artificer by Justin Cool, the second book in a series that is really good. I'm just wondering when we're going to get that third book. Lastly, for a classic, we have two different crime classics, and this is the one that you get to vote on. So either continuing my Miss Marple series with A Pocket Full of Rye, or starting my journey into the British Library crime classics with The Methods of Sergeant Clough. Please let me know in the comments below which one you think I should be reading for the month. But there we have it. That is the TBR game. Hopefully these will also fit onto Get a Clue. Again, I don't know what those prompts are going to be for the month. They're just going to be random. We're going to be scrambling, hoping that things fit. I mean, obviously, if the things that I'm reading in the background fit for those prompts, that's even better. But we do have a TBR of 10 books this month, which again, we're only showing a few of them here, but we've got a total of 10 books. That's normally pretty doable. I'm quite happy to read 10 books a month. It's when it starts going above that that I don't really like to do. Hopefully this should work. I feel like we've got a nice mix. We've got some mystery, some horror, some fantasy. We've got a few cozy books coming my way. I think it's going to be good. That is everything for this TBR game. Again, please do let me know if you're planning to take part in Get a Clue and that you're going to be joining mine and Danny's team, the best team. Obviously, it's only fun. If you choose another team, do let me know which team you're choosing. Leandra's also a co-host, so definitely go check it out. I think Rainey has done an amazing job with this readathon. I'm so excited for it to get started. So let me know if you do plan on taking part in Get a Clue and which team you're going to be joining. Don't forget to let me know which book you think I should be reading for the month, and also, have you read any of these? Are you interested in any of them? Are you going to be taking part in Relax and Readathon and joining in with the Discord book club pick? Let me know. But for now, I think I have talked for long enough. We have had the game be the game, to be fair. I mean, it could have gone worse. I'm quite pleased that I at least got 3 murder mysteries onto my TBR, so that's good. We're gonna leave it there, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I truly appreciate all of you that take the time to watch these videos, to comment, interact. Like, I really appreciate it. I love the community we're building, so thank you. If you have made it this far though, of course we need to leave a magnifying glass in the comments below if you've made it this far or you just don't know what to comment for Get a Clue. I am so hyped for this readathon. It's going to be amazing, and thank you so much once again for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links and everyone I've mentioned will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.